And now I'd like to introduce our president and Jerry Siegel's cousin, Gary Kaplan, to talk a little bit more. Gary?
Thank you, Michael. The mission statement of our nonprofit is to commemorate and celebrate the creation of Superman in Cleveland by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. And what better way to do that than with a great statue of Superman, along with statues of creators and filmmakers. We are so excited about this project, and we are so fortunate to be working with sculptor David Deming. His vision to honor both Superman and his creators will stand as a tribute to the legacy of Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster and the foundation of the modern superhero genre. To be clear, Superman was the very first comic book superhero. All the rest came later, Batman, Captain America, but it all began in Cleveland, Ohio. And the superhero genre is bigger than ever today. That is Cleveland history, it's our history. And that's why we're standing here today at the Cleveland History Center. The past year has been very busy for us. We had to get permission to get the ball rolling. Luckily, we had Purnell Jones, as Mike said, who is president of the Cuyahoga County Council. Purnell loves Cuyahoga County, he loves Cleveland, but he loves Superman. We needed a location for the statue project, and Purnell found this awesome place in front of the new 20,000 square foot ballroom at the newly expanded convention center. Of course, we had to get approval from many different commissions. The Monuments Commission. Oh, there's Purnell Jones.
Please continue. Talk about me, I don't win.
We needed to get permission from all the different commissions, including the Monuments Commission, the Landmark Commission, Design Review, the Convention Center Board of Trustees, and many others. But in the end, every commission voted unanimously for our project. They're just as excited about this Superman statue project as we are. And they are thrilled to have David Deming at the helm. We also had to get DC Comics and Warner Brothers permissions, as they own the intellectual property. And even though our Zoom meeting with them was interrupted by an earthquake in their Los Angeles office, they eventually gave us our blessing.
An earth-shattering presentation.
Thank you. Thank you. Joe Gazzo and Randy Mintz were over here. They were there at the earthquake meeting. They were here. They were at all the important meetings. Joe and Randy are part of a Tribute Plaza committee. And Joe, what is it that you call David Deming?
Well, I refer to David as a modern-day Michelangelo because he has works not only throughout the city but throughout the country, and we're lucky to have him in our own backyard.
I agree. And Randy, where are you? I don't know where he's at, but he was also in this earthquake Zoom meeting. And by the way, my mother was a first cousin of Jerry Siegel. And when my mom was a child, her and her brothers and sisters would go over to the Siegel family house on Kimberly Avenue in Glenville and play with Jerry and his best friend Joe while they were coming up with all kinds of ideas, including X-ray vision. My mother's younger brother, Irving Fine, was a member of our nonprofit, and he shared the same vision as David Deming. My Uncle Irv was the one that got me involved in the Siegel-Schuster Society 9 years ago. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2016, but in his will, he left us $100,000 to be used towards the statue. That money helped pay for the footers for the statues a few months ago. Many of you know Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster while they were students at Glenville High School. They tried to get their story published, but were rejected by multiple publishers who didn't think anyone would be interested in reading about a superhero. They didn't even know what a superhero was because there weren't any. This was the first one, and that's why it took them nearly 6 years. And despite facing rejections for 6 years, Jerry and Joe never lost hope. They never gave up, and neither did we. And today, we are finally almost there. No taxpayer money is being used for this project. We are seeking donations from ordinary people. As president of our nonprofit, I want everyone to know that this is an all-volunteer board. Nobody gets paid, not even a stipend. All the money donated will go to the Superman statue project. If we are lucky to raise a little extra money, that will go to future events and projects to celebrate Superman in Cleveland. And did you want to say anything?
Sure, I'll say it.
He's not on our agenda, but
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
First, I just want to thank everyone, all the gentlemen that were just mentioned. We've been working together for a long time. In fact, my piece in this is that first I've had a lifelong love of Superman. My mother bought a Super Friends comic book for me back in 1974 when the TV show came on. And that began my love of comic books. And Superman, again, is my favorite character. I'm a comic book collector, investor, buyer, and seller, and I've done this for decades before I had the role of council president of Cuyahoga County. So that's my real job. But what happened was 4 years ago, I was at a local comic book convention, and I met with Mike Giancomo, and we were just talking, and I was talking about how Superman was created here. He was created right here by two young Jewish young boys, and they have some statue in a Smallville town that has no true connection to us. So I said, why don't we have a statue? And by the time I finished rambling, Mike let me know he was the president of the local Superman Society, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster Society, and they had a statue, and they had a vision more than a few decades ago that did not come to pass. They couldn't get the land. So I said to them, I said to Joe, Mike, I'm going to find the land. We'll get it, we'll find the county site, and we'll make it happen. So it took 4 years, but we have that location right outside of county-owned land, which is former medical mart, but our convention center. So that is the site. We are breaking ground as we speak to prepare for the statue. And I couldn't be any more excited to see as David is preparing the statue as we speak. And we look forward to that unveiling at the next comic book convention in March of 2025. So I'm excited about that. Joe sent me a quick text, and I left county business to come here to be with you, and that's why I'm just sweating as I park 3 minutes away to get here. But thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And again, thank you all for being here. Again, thank you to each and every person who's been a part of making this happen.
thank you, Brunel.
Thank you.